Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video. I think this topic bores her. But we're going to talk about Windows. We're going to talk about Windows recall. And we've been talking a lot about Adobe lately, about how they've given themselves permission to snoop in your files, right? Well, I did a podcast episode a week or two ago talking about Windows recall and how terrifying this new feature of Windows 11 is. Basically, Windows will take constant screenshots of your desktop for your own good, for the greater good, right? So you and just you, they claim, can go back later and search for things using AI like, hey, where did I put this picture of grandma or whatever it is? But also takes snapshots of whatever you have open on your desktop. So if you have your passwords or whatever out, or you've got your bank statements out or whatever, Windows recall is going to get a snapshot of that. And a lot of security experts were sounding the alarm. They're like, this is catastrophic, and Windows 11 was going to apparently have this thing turned on by default, that you would have to, fumble around to find a way to turn off Windows recall. Now they're walking it back. Because everybody said this is a terrible idea. But the thing that gets me about all this invasion of privacy, is it's all happening at once. Windows is doing it. Google is apparently going to be doing something like this too. We know your data is not really secure at Google, because Google employees are the ones who were leaking the Nintendo Direct reveals. They were snooping around in the YouTube videos and in the Google Drives, right? So, and then we've got that situation with Adobe, which is going to destroy their business. Not only are they tripling down on AI with creatives, which is not going to go very well, but they're also saying that they have the right to snoop in your cloud docs too. So let's talk about Windows walking it back. Let's talk about this incursion into privacy, and there really is no privacy anymore. Let's be honest, there really isn't. Everything you do on your personal computer, it's not even your personal computer anymore. It's basically a device that you connect to the internet, and everything is done in the cloud, which means other people look at it, touch it, fondle it, whatever. Let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Go out to Indiegogo, which they just changed their page. I refreshed the Indiegogo page. I'm like, everything's purple now. What happened? All the buttons and everything are different. So go out to Indiegogo. We're giving you another chance to pick up Shadowbinders Volume 3. That's coming later this year. Getting some final order counts in, and we're going to be reprinting Shadowbinders 1 and 2. We get this up to 25,000. We're going to do a pin set. I think we'll be able to do that, and then we'll do that as like an add-on, or if you already have these books, I think we'll offer them as a separate perk too. Maybe we'll do that. Just you can buy the pin set. So we're going to do chibi versions of the Shadowbinders crew, and kind of go from there. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Shadowbinders, it's steampunk fantasy romantic comedy. This is a graphic novel series we've been doing for about 10 or 15 years now. We actually took a very long hiatus because we were doing it as a webcomic, and webcomics don't work very well. So we had to rethink it, and we're like, yeah, we'll do it as graphic novels. That's definitely the way to go. So check that out if you're so inclined. Have to give a hat tip to Darren, who sent this over yesterday. I missed this because we were talking about Adobe, and weekends are very busy for us. Again, we do other things, and we're usually out on weekends a lot, which is why you get one of us usually in the video, not both of us at the same time, because sometimes we're in different places. But don't worry, we're not divorced. It's a business thing. Anyway, this is the headline coming from Security Week. Microsoft bows to public pressure, disables controversial Windows recall by default. Amidst public pressure, Microsoft changes the setup experience of Copilot Plus PCs to disable the controversial Windows recall feature by default. Don't worry, they'll ask you like 5,000 times if you want to turn it on. They said, yeah, the feature widely panned as a security and privacy risk was turned on by default and required users to go through checkboxes to opt out of the software that uses AI to create a searchable digital memory of everything ever done on a Windows computer. What bullshit that is. I absolutely hate that. In fact, the Windows recall situation is what got me into looking into Linux. And I've had a lot of people write me, thank you. I haven't gotten back to everybody yet, but we've had several people write about, here's what you should do with Linux if you've never. And I've used Linux before. It's been a long time, but I think I'm actually building up another PC right now. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to just install Mint on that, just day one, and go from there and see. I'll play around with it and see if I like it, put some different apps on it, and I'll use that as kind of a, the test computer. And then if I like it and I'm comfortable with it, I might switch some of our other computers over to that, because I am not a fan of this at all. Because they're going to keep pushing it, guys. Even if you turn it off now, they're going to keep pushing it until it becomes the norm. Just like software as a service, just like Adobe. We're not going to sell you software anymore. You're going to be a subscriber, and all of your files are going to be in our cloud. And I hate that, because Adobe could just decide at some point, hey, we don't like you very much, so we're just going to turn off your access to Photoshop. And that's how you make your living? You're a graphic designer and you can't design anything because you've gone all in on our tools? Oh, that's a real shame, isn't it? That's a real shame. I hate that. Just this week, security researchers documented several ways malware could be designed to steal Windows recall data, and Google Project Zero researcher James Forshaw provided evidence that Windows recall data is poorly protected on Windows. God, what a cluster. As the criticism spread to mainstream media, the software maker reversed course, announcing Friday it would change the setup experience of Copilot Plus PCs to give Windows users a clearer choice to opt in to saving snapshots using recall. If you don't proactively choose to turn it on, it will be off by default, the company said. But it's still there. It's still there. What if some update just whoopsie-doopsie, it just accidentally turns everybody's Windows recall on? I'm sorry, because this has happened to me on multiple occasions. I'll turn something off on Windows, they'll do an update, and then they turn it back on. Like, I don't want this shit on. I turned it off for a reason. The company said it will also add additional layers of data protection, including just-in-time decryption protected by Windows Hello, enhanced sign-in security, so recall snapshots will only be decrypted and accessible when the user authenticates. Again, it doesn't matter. If it's going to Microsoft or Microsoft has access to it, you better read the terms of service, because I have a feeling it's going to be like Adobe. Like, yeah, if the government puts pressure on us, we might have the ability to just go into, your history of everything you've ever done on your computer. So it's not just browser history you have to worry about. It's everything you've ever done on a Windows computer. But we're going to turn it off by default now because we got caught. If they didn't get caught, every damn Windows 11 PC would be capturing everything you do, just like browser history. But worse, because it's got like screenshots of everything. You can search it with AI. I don't like the idea that every computer is tethered to the internet constantly. Every computer is tethered to Google. Every computer is tethered to Microsoft and Adobe. I don't like it. I remember when you used to buy your personal computer, it was your personal computer. If you wanted to go on the internet, that was fine. But now you have to. You have to constantly be tethered to the internet, and your computer is constantly talking to God knows who. And I don't like that. I really don't. Anyway. In addition, we encrypted the search index database, the company added, even as it rolled back on the on-by-default setup configuration. Microsoft is pushing ahead with marketing the controversial feature, arguing that fine-grained user controls are available to allow users to personally customize how the tool works. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to install Windows 11. Piss off, because they're going to find a way. It's there. Right? Even if it's saying it's not doing anything, there's a possibility it's doing something. It's very, very curious. My wife and I have noticed. Now, we do not have a smart home device. I refuse to have a smart home device in our house. That being said, we have had conversations before about certain things or certain products, and as if by magic, they show up on a commercial on TV. Mostly through our Amazon Fire Stick, they'll show up. So, so you're thinking like, and I'll have to look into it more. And I'm sure some people are going to jump into the comments, but I'm like, is the damn TV remote listening in on our conversation? Because we will talk about something very obscure. And the next thing, like we were talking about getting a generator, right? We wanted to get a generator for the house because power tends to go out here more often than it should. And we were just having a conversation about it. I don't think we were online looking for it. We weren't, whatever. And all of a sudden, all these Generac commercials kept popping up on the TV. I'm like, boy, that's weird. We just had this conversation like 2 days ago that we were maybe thinking about buying one of these. And it just keeps popping up. It keeps popping up on our TV as if by magic. Anyway, Microsoft insists there is a major security barrier because the screenshots are stored locally on Copilot Plus PCs with powerful AI tooling that works on the device itself. I freaking hate that too. No internet or cloud connections are used to store and process snapshots. Okay, Recall's AI processing happens exclusively on your device, and your snapshots are kept safely on your local device only. Bullshit. If we have all these security experts coming out and saying this is a disaster waiting to happen, yeah, it doesn't matter what they're going to tell you what they think you want to hear because they want you to keep using Windows. But most of us have gone all in on Windows. I gave up on Mac years ago. I used a Mac exclusively for, probably the first 15 years of my career, like right out of school up until I think I switched everything over about 2012, 2013 to PC. But I use Mac. And part of me is like, God, I wish I could go back to that now because of this. But all of our computers are Windows. Recalls, processing happens on your device. Your snapshots are yours, and they are not used to train the AI on Copilot Plus PCs, the company stressed. Oh my God. So this is the Verge's version of it. Microsoft's changes to the way the database is stored and accessed comes after cybersecurity expert Kevin Beaumont discovered that Microsoft's AI-powered feature currently stores data in a database in plain text. Don't worry, guys, it's only on your device, though. That could have made it easy for malware authors to create tools that extract the database and its contents. Several tools have appeared in recent days promising to get that recalled data. Total Recall extracts the recalled database so you can easily view what text is stored in the screenshots that Microsoft's feature has generated. NetExec appears to be getting its own Recall module soon that can access Recall folders and dump them so you can view the screenshots easily. Yeah, well, if you can do it yourself, somebody else can do it. These tools are all possible because there is currently no full encryption or protection on the Recall database. Don't worry, guys. It's completely safe and secure on your device only. Microsoft developed the Recall feature under its new secure feature initiative that the company has put in place to overhaul its software security after major Azure cloud attacks. Microsoft has had a rough few years of cybersecurity incidents, like 40 years of cybersecurity incidents. And the SFI is supposed to focus on security above everything else. Security is our top priority, says the CEO. Oh my God. And here's a very corporate answer. As we always do, we will continue to listen to and learn from our customers, including consumers, developers, and enterprises, to evolve our experiences in ways that are meaningful to them. We will continue to build these new capabilities and experiences for our customers by prioritizing privacy, safety, and security first. We remain grateful for the vibrant community of customers who continue to share their feedback with us. What choice do you have? Pretty much everybody's using Windows. It's time to start shipping PCs with Mint, I think. Or something else. We got to have something else. Hey, you know how old I am? I remember Geos. I had my first, I think it was a 286. We had Geos operating system, and it was kind of sort of Windows, but not quite really. But I liked it quite a bit. It was fun. I used to get on Prodigy with my 286 PC with Geos. GeoWorks, I think, was the one thing that we had on it, and I think I had a whopping, I think it was a 20 megabyte hard drive on that thing. I love that computer. I played a lot of Ultima, a lot of gold and silver box D&D games on that thing. But I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. There we go. Windows. Honest. We're not gonna spy on you guys. We're gonna turn it off. Do you trust them? I don't trust them. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. So there we go. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.